The rise. Before Quang Duong became pickleball's biggest rebel, he was just another kid from California with a racket. Born in 2005 in Manhattan Beach to Vietnamese parents, his father Duc was a former table tennis champion who knew talent when he saw it. Tennis, table tennis, padel, Quang crushed them all. But in 2020, everything changed when he watched one pickleball match on TV. 4 years later, he owned the sport. Quang burst onto the PPA tour in 2023 like lightning. His court coverage was insane, his style was aggressive, and nobody had seen anything like it before. By 2024, he won the PPA Tour Rate Championships in men's singles and climbed to number 6 in the world rankings. But here's what made Quang different. He wasn't just winning in America. While other pros stayed home, Quang was flying to Vietnam, Malaysia, Australia, building a massive fan base across Asia. His Instagram exploded with thousands of followers who had never heard of American pickleball tours, but knew exactly who Quang Duong was. The kid was generating more buzz in Vietnam than most American pros got at home. Clinics, exhibitions, meet and greets. Everywhere Quang went, crowds followed. And his father, Duc, he was watching every move, planning something much bigger than anyone realized. The first warning. Memorial Day weekend 2025. While America was grilling burgers, Quang was in Vietnam playing in a tournament. Not a big deal, right? Wrong. The United Pickleball Association went nuclear. See, when you sign with the UPA, you basically sell them your soul. Every tournament, every exhibition, every clinic needs their approval. It's called an exclusivity clause, and it's designed to keep players locked into their system. Quang knew this. His team knew this. They did it anyway. The UPA discovered Quang's Vietnam tournament through his own Instagram posts. He wasn't even trying to hide it. That's when they dropped the hammer. A $50,000 fine and suspensions from both a PPA event and 4 Major League Pickleball matches. It was the largest punishment in pickleball history. But here's the crazy part. Quang's father, Duc, wasn't apologizing. He wasn't backing down. In interviews, he basically told the UPA that their $50,000 fine was too small compared to what the Asian market could offer. He said the value of Asian pickleball was 10 times bigger than America. 10 times. The UPA thought this was a warning. Duc saw it as confirmation that they were on the right track. While American pickleball was fighting over scraps, Asia was ready to pay real money for real stars. The Selkirk split. Right in the middle of this chaos, another bomb dropped. Quang's paddle sponsor Selkirk issued him a cease and desist order. Why? Because he was caught playing with other companies' paddles during PPA tournaments while still under contract with them. Most players would panic. Quang said goodbye to Selkirk and signed with Sigpic, a Vietnamese paddle company that nobody in America had heard of. The deal? Over $800,000 per year. That's more than double what most top American pros make in total earnings. Sigpic called it a historic handshake between a world-class Vietnamese athlete and a rising Vietnamese paddle brand. But it was more than that. It was a declaration that Asian companies were ready to outspend American sponsors for the right player. Duc revealed the strategy in interviews. They weren't just building Quang's career, they were building the Duong dynasty in Asia. With Quang's younger brother Bao also rising through the ranks, they had a plan to dominate Asian pickleball for the next decade. While American pros were stuck begging for clinic gigs and hoping for sponsor bonuses, Quang was becoming the face of an entire continent's pickleball explosion. Vietnam alone had millions of new players picking up paddles just to copy his style. The final straw. July 2025. This is when everything exploded. Major League Pickleball's mid-season tournament was happening in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Every contracted player had to be there. It was mandatory. Quang Duong was nowhere to be found. Instead, he was 8,000 miles away at the Vin Pearl Resort in Vietnam, hosting a meetup and challenge event with hundreds of fans. While his LA Mad Drops teammates were fighting for playoff spots, Quang was taking selfies on a beach resort, building his brand in Asia. The UPA was done playing games. On July 12th, they sent Quang a termination letter that basically destroyed him in American pickleball forever. The letter said his actions were willful and material breaches of his contract. They accused him of lying about needing medical treatment in Vietnam when he was really just doing commercial events. But here's the thing. Wang never fought back. He never apologized. He never even released a statement defending himself. Radio silence. That told everyone exactly what they needed to know. This wasn't an accident or a misunderstanding. This was planned. The UPA thought they were punishing him. Instead, they just freed him to do exactly what he wanted all along. No more American tournament schedules. No more exclusivity clauses. No more asking permission to build his empire in Asia. The community split. The pickleball world exploded. Social media turned into a war zone with fans picking sides like it was a political election. Team UPA was led by pros like Zayn Navratil, who posted that players can't just do whatever they want because it delegitimizes the tour. He said the UPA doesn't mess around with exclusivity clauses, and there need to be serious consequences when players skip events. But Team Wang hit back hard. Fans flooded Instagram and Reddit defending him. One comment that went viral said, "If you actually came to Vietnam, you would see how he has single-handedly turned pickleball into a national craze. You can play pickleball here morning, noon, and night, and it's all because of him. To fire him for promoting the sport in his family's home country is ridiculous." The numbers back this up. In Vietnam, Wang wasn't just a player. He was basically the sport itself. Courts were packed everywhere he went. Kids were buying paddles just to be like him. He had created a pickleball revolution that American pros could only dream about. Critics called the UPA money-hungry and accused them of stifling innovation with outdated exclusivity rules. Supporters fired back that Wang was burning bridges too early and that contracts matter in professional sports. But the most telling reactions came from other pros who stayed quiet. They saw the writing on the wall. If Asian markets were paying triple what American tours offered, how long before more players started looking overseas? The bigger picture. This isn't just about one rebellious teenager. This is about the future of professional pickleball, and Wang just exposed every crack in the system. The UPA built their empire on exclusivity contracts that lock players into PPA tournaments. But what happens when other countries start offering better deals? Wang's $800,000 psych pick contract versus the UPA's average $200,000 earnings isn't even close. According to recent Duper data, Vietnam is the fourth top country based on total Duper users and is the third fastest growing country behind South Korea and Malaysia. The UPA knows this. They're already expanding into Asia, which makes the Wang situation even more complicated. They just banned their biggest Asian superstar right when they need him most for international growth. But here's the really scary part for American pickleball. Wang might just be the first domino. What happens when other top players realize they can make more money and have more freedom playing in Asia? What happens when Asian leagues start poaching American talent with better contracts and fewer restrictions? The UPA's rigid exclusivity model worked when they were the best path for making serious money as a professional. Now there are more options, and Wang just proved that sometimes burning bridges in America opens bigger doors in Asia. What's next? So where does Wang go from here? Everywhere except PPA tournaments. He's completely free to build his Asian empire without asking anyone's permission. Expect a full pivot to Asia, where he's already treated like a king. His Vietnam fan base is massive and growing every day. Independent tournaments, exhibition matches, business deals, media appearances. Wang can do whatever he wants now. The APP Tour and other leagues with looser restrictions are probably calling him right now. These tours would love to have someone with his global following, and they don't care about UPA politics. Brand building is about to go into overdrive. Think business partnerships, facility openings, equipment lines, maybe even his own tournament series. Wang has the name recognition in Asia to make all of this happen. But the real question is what happens to American pickleball. The UPA just changed their entire compensation structure because guaranteed contracts weren't working. Now only the top winners get big money, everyone else fights for scraps. This makes the Wang situation even more interesting. Did he see this coming and jump ship before the money dried up? Or is he betting that Asia will always pay better than America? Either way, the UPA has a problem. They need global expansion to grow the sport, but their exclusivity rules make it almost impossible for players to build international brands. They want their players to be global ambassadors, but only on their terms. Wang just proved that some players don't need permission to conquer the world. The end game. Right now, Quang Duong is probably on a court somewhere in Vietnam, playing in front of thousands of fans who don't care about American tournament rankings. He's building something that could make the UPA's entire operation look like a local rec league. The UPA thought they were protecting their brand by cutting him loose. Instead, they might have just created their biggest competitor. Because when you have millions of Asian fans, an $800,000 paddle deal, and complete freedom to build your own pickleball empire, why would you ever look back? This story isn't over. It's barely started. And every time a UPA player sees those Asian market numbers, they're going to remember what Quang Duong did. He chose freedom over contracts, Asia over America, and a bigger stage over a safer one. The question isn't whether Wang made the right choice. The question is, how many players are about to follow him? Because in a sport that's exploding globally, maybe being the king of Asia beats being a soldier in America. And that's exactly what terrifies the UPA most. I'll be posting a lot more here, so I'd be grateful if you subscribed.